Okay, fellow babies, welcome back to Pachter Factor on SIFTD.net. If you're watching as a Patreon patron, we thank you. If you're watching as a Twitch Prime member who's remembered to link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch Prime account, we're getting paid. Your name is floating right below on the ticker. If you don't see your name, you blew it. You didn't do it right. It's free. Do it. If you are subscribing on YouTube, thank you. And if you're doing none of those things, follow me on Twitter at Michael Pachter. Let's get to today's question. From Sifted from RW Investments. Microsoft recently purchased several new studios to provide more content to its platform and to increase its market share. Is this something Nintendo should consider? Nintendo has bolstered the Switch lineup with ports of Wii U games, but that well has run dry. Kinda. You know, I think the difference between Nintendo and Microsoft is that Nintendo has its library of probably well over 1,000 games. You've got to remember these guys had the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Advance, the Game Boy Advance SP, the DS, the 3DS, and the Switch, as well as the N64, NES, SNES, N64, GameCube, Wii U, and now Switch. So they've had so many platforms over the last 30 years and so many games that they actually aren't going to run out of ports anytime soon. They could do, 20 ports a year for the next 50 years and they'd be fine. But agreed that they probably should consider expanding their studio network. And the question is, do you buy studios? Do you buy Platinum Games or somebody who's had success? But that's like Bayonetta's been a Switch exclusive, and that would be a really good addition. There's a handful. They could buy those kinds of guys. Like, there are guys out there who have had massive success on Nintendo products that I think would be a good cultural fit. But short of buying like Sega, or somebody like that, who's out there? Because I think Nintendo, and again, it's just their culture, is a very Japanese-centric company, and I think that they would, just because most of their developers are Japanese, I think they would mesh very well with Eastern developers, and there's tons of great ones. Would they thrive as well the way Sony has buying Western developers? That's harder. It's not their culture, but it might happen. But Nintendo, that's probably the page out of the book that, like Sony buying, Insomniac and Naughty Dog and who are the guys who do Little Big Planet?
Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch is
Media Molecule.
Yeah, Media Molecule, but Sucker Punch in Seattle and Media Molecule in London. Sony's been open to buying Western studios for a long time. Nintendo's just started. And there really are a lot of guys who have like the one game, sort of like Microsoft bought a lot of one-hit guys, like the Hellblade guys, like Obsidian, and they're working out. They've actually done a really, really good job of integrating that. So, there are plenty of studios out there, and the prices keep going up. Yes, it would help, but to be honest with you, I think Nintendo has enough content. So the question is just, do you want a third-party produced first-party exclusive, or do you want a first-party produced first-party exclusive? If they're already getting, sort of like there's an old joke, you don't buy the cow if you're already getting the milk for free. You can look up what that means, but they're already getting what they need out of these studios. So is there a real reason to buy them? Sony perceived that they would gain something buying Insomniac, and they did. Because Insomniac had made what was that? Sunset Overdrive. They made other games for other consoles, and I think Sony wanted to keep that stuff exclusive. Same with Naughty Dog. I think they want to keep that stuff exclusive. So really smart to bring those guys in. Yes, I think Nintendo would benefit. I'm not sure if that's management's view of the best use of their capital, but because it's expensive. But good question. And yes, I think they'll probably try that. Okay, fellow babies, thanks for joining us on Pachter Factor. We'll see you next time. If you're watching on Patreon real time as a patron, thank you so much. If you're watching on YouTube as a subscriber, thank you so much. Please remember to link your Twitch Prime account to your Amazon Prime account. Instructions are in the show description. Your name is scrolling below me as I speak. If you don't see your name, you didn't do it again. And if you've done none of those things because you're just too lame, then follow me on Twitter, because all my Twitter followers are lame, just like you. at Michael Pachter. See you next time.